What is up, Sideways fam? We are back again today with Ray's part 3 of his video. As you can see behind us, the car is on dyno. We are here at Apexa USA, as you can see right here on the fan. So we've already gone ahead and already done drivability on the car. I didn't have enough time in the other video to, it would have been way too long to kind of keep rolling that day. So we went ahead and just made a new one for you guys so you guys can get the full experience with this car on dyno. We're going to be testing out, if you hadn't seen our other video already, the new log style manifold that we're running on this car. It basically puts the turbo very, very close to the manifold. It's supposed to increase spool time on the engine, and pretty much overall, we've already seen this manifold do about 800 wheel horsepower in an S14 that Danny and Jason had built a while back. And I just wanted to try it out for myself. So we'll be able to compare graphs in this video to show you guys the difference in tubular manifold versus the cast manifold, which is going to be like the log style, like I just said, short manifold, short runners. Wastegate goes on the bottom, lots of room. The setup is very, very, very nice if you're looking to run a very big turbo in your car. Unlike all the rest of the manifolds, this manifold does suit 3-inch inlet housings and everything else too, so it's really, really cool. I'll run over some shots of the engine bay after we're done doing a few pulls, so you guys can kind of see how it all looks in this car. This car came in, if you haven't watched our other video, just giving you a quick rundown for all the people that haven't watched all the videos on this. This is part 2 of the series. The car is a NA 5-speed car that came in with the 2JZ GTE VTI swap. We went ahead and put a comp 6865 turbo on it with an 81 AR, a Turbo Smart Hypergate GT 45 wastegate on it, the Kings Royals Superstore intake manifold with FMS 1200cc injectors. If you want to know more and more about this, obviously watch the video, but just to get a quick idea of what's going on, I'm going to go ahead and shoot the engine bay of the car, show you where we're at right now, and we're going to get rolling right now. So let's get it. Already all plugged in and set up, so we're going to go ahead and right now set up the rear end to figure out which rear end ratio it has in it. It's actually already been done, but I want to show you guys which rear end is in this car. I believe this car might have been an automatic car that was converted to manual, and then the cluster was just changed because the rear end's kind of high, but I could be wrong. So I guess we'll see what the ratio is in the rear, and then we'll make the differentiation right now about what it's going to be, and then we're going to get rolling. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Alright guys, so we're ready to run right now, but the drive ratio is 4.260, so 427, so this is going to be a NA Auto Supra diff. The manual ratio for any 5-speed factory Mark IV is going to be 4.08, so as I thought originally, it is an auto diff. But anyways, the car will be super, super peppy and really, really fast on the street, but it's going to max out really, really, really hard on the freeway. So my opinion to this guy that's going to stay with the 5-speed, I put a 3.266 in it with the LSD, and the 5-speed setup that you run in any of these cars will pretty much last forever. But let's get right into it, and we're going to start taking pulls right now on night. So that was first pull on about 10 PSI. We're now moving up to 16 pounds. So this is probably where we're gonna cut it on 91 octane. And then we'll go ahead and put the good old go juice in right now, that 10 gallons of E85. guys, so we're gonna go ahead and cut it right here. 410 horsepower at 16 PSI on 91 octane. This is gonna be no cams with a pretty big turbo, and 68, 65 is pretty much what we always put on a 2J. The turbo will spool faster and make more power with cams, so, I mean, but for now, we're good to go. So we're pumping out all the 91 right now. We got this little nifty adapter we put into a jug. Pretty easy when you go to all the end fittings for your fuel lines.
Yeah. So basically, the log manifold comes in a lot sooner everywhere. So it's creating more boost. So obviously we make more torque, even at 2,500, 3 grand, you know, all the way and so forth, until we get to about 5 grand, 55. Then the actual
tubular manifold,
manifold makes a little bit more, as opposed to the log manifold. But the beauty of it is at 320 foot-pounds at 5 grand is the tubular manifold, right?
Yeah.
But the log manifold, 320 foot-pounds, actually happens 700 RPMs sooner. So that's what we're looking at. And that's how you kind of read graphs as far as peak numbers are irrelevant at this point. All we're looking at is how much more torque we're creating everywhere on the RPM range, and same thing with horsepower, because torque and horsepower kind of go together. So you're gonna have 2,500 all the way to about 5,000. The log manifold is gonna do a lot better than the tubular manifold, but up at the top range, the tubular is gonna do a little bit better.
Yeah, you can see it, but it's not, I mean, it's not that much.
But this is opinionated right here.
Yeah.
Whether that's what you want or don't want. Personally speaking, the red line is the winner in my book.
So we're looking at about 700 RPM faster spool time.
Correct.
For the same exact setup.
Same exact setup.
So 2JZ, GTE, VVTI, no cams, just stock engine with a turbo kit.
Correct.
Pretty badass. All right, guys, so E85 is in. We're gonna go through drivability right now on E85 for the flex fuel conversion. If you haven't already known from all the rest of our dyno videos, or really know because you're not too versed in E85, this is the first time one of you guys watching one of my videos, we should get about 60 horsepower gain from just pumping the gas in with the same kind of tune that we're running right now. So, I mean, from 410, 410, 420 or whatever it just made, we should be somewhere around 450, 460 horsepower, I'm hoping, once we go ahead and do the first pull. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the first pull going, and then once the first pull's done, I actually brought my tripod today to go ahead and stand it and get a different angle of a shot that we don't typically get from all of our videos. So stay with it. We're gonna get through drivability, start doing some pulls, and get her done. Horsepower. So 16 PSI right now, guys. 482, 422. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the camera on the tripod so you can get this last pull. Looks like it'll make probably 500 on this one. guys, so as you can see, we're back at the shop. I hope you guys enjoyed that two-step video. I'm gonna go ahead and start painting the wing, getting everything prepped so the car can leave, and we're gonna get right into it. All right guys, so right now I'm gonna go ahead and start painting the things we're gonna be painting today. First of all, the biggest thing today is Ray's Mark IV wing. That Sage is right here, wiping down right now with acetone. I've already went ahead and mixed up the flake that I'm gonna be adding. I'm doing a few other things today at the same time. As I'm doing this, I'll show you guys really quickly before I start to spray. All right guys, so right now, this is my top cover from my 2J, but I promised Willie with the Starion and his son I would paint their cover. I got a really cool silver flake I have just kind of sitting right here on our car we're about to throw away for a parts car. But really cool, as you can see, chrome flake over clear. We're gonna do it over black. If you've seen all my videos, you guys already know that I do pretty much metal flake and candy paint jobs for everything. I have our black 50/50 reduced black right here for the OEM wing that we're painting from Drew to now Ray. You know, keep it in the Mark IV family. And this is our clear coat we're gonna be using to cover the wing. I'm gonna be shooting through 2 different guns. I have my Anisawada right here that I'm shooting through for the black. And then I also have my other gun for flake that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to jump right into it right now and get it all done. So base coat is done, no longer white, now black. Sage's little top cover is now painted. Willie's thing is looking great. That looks super, super awesome, guys. 2JZ, you know what I mean? And this looks okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and start shooting these right now with clear and then flake. Mark IV wing is painted. About to get on these right now. Got the flake over there. All right, guys, so guess what just showed up? A nice brand new BTI electronics can gauge for the Mark IV Supra for race car, along with some other powerhouse racing setups, stuff that's going to be coming in the next few videos and a couple other cars we're going to be building. So I'm going to install this right now on Ray's Mark IV. Go ahead and get this done so we can get the car washed, get the wing installed, and the car can go home. All right, guys, so I am in the Mark IV, and I just pulled out his whole, basically, dash assembly to get everything from the front taken out. You'll have to unscrew these 3 screws I've already taken out here, and the clock will go ahead and come out. Customer can go ahead and keep that because we aren't going to be needing that anymore. When you open your BTI box, your unit for the Mark IV should look just like this. It'll have a clock assembly like this, and you'll plug in your cam system here. So all you're going to do is unscrew the wing nuts on the back of this real quick. And once these are off, it's going to pop in from the back side of this in here, and then you just screw on the 2 wing nuts, and it's pretty much that easy. Then the screen will be where the clock originally was. They do sell these in a 2.5 and 3.5 inch screen. I did go ahead and get the customer the 3.5 because I believe it's just a nicer screen to look at. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this, and then all you gotta do is just plug in the connector on the back right here for your CAN display. That'll go into the AEM net connector that I would wire in for you anyways on any of the harnesses that I've done. So let me get it together real quick, and I'll show you guys how it fires up. All right, guys, so let's give her a whirl. Nice. There we go. Badass. And if you didn't already know, this is a touchscreen unit, so you can cycle through whatever different settings that you want. It's kind of hard to pick up digital stuff on a phone, so, but you You can adjust boost with this. You can do all kinds of other stuff. This is your diagnostic screen, so you can make sure and see everything that's working. AFR, and then this is obviously the main screen that we usually always keep it on, is right here. So you'll be able to see E85 content, oil pressure, intake air temperature sensor, so intake air temp, water temp, fuel pressure, AFR, your max boost that you're going to see, and RPM. And you can make adjustments in here as well on if you want to see different specific things or turn off warnings or whatnot. It'll flash here as well. There's a little dot up here on the top for any kind of fail safes that are hitting or anything as well. So yeah, guys, installed, good to go. Now we just got to go ahead and put the carpet back, a couple other small little finishing touches, and she's out of here. And just like that, you guys, she is a Supra again. Look at that. We're gonna go from the back, get that nice OEM Supra look to it. And we got it bolted on still right now. But so Ray's car is gonna be going ahead and going home. I think the car overall looks a lot better. The swap looks great. The whole entire build is super awesome. The two-step is gnarly. I hope you guys liked that. And the horsepower is great for him to be starting. So until next time, peace.